Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you stopping by to see what I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you're new here, but this is a channel that I've created for women over 50. And we talk about beauty and fashion. I offer dating advice because I'm a dating coach. And today I was at TJ Maxx. And I don't know if you visit that store, but I have some very, very helpful tips, tricks, hacks for being a TJ Maxx shopper, and I wanted to share those with you. If that's at all interesting, stick around because that's what we're talking about. So this shirt does not look like something you would normally see me wearing, and I'm not sure if it is me yet. But I picked it up on clearance at TJ Maxx yesterday. And I thought it was pretty. It's short sleeve. I don't know if it'll look good under something. I haven't tried it yet. I just was slipping it on and I thought, that TJ Maxx is the only place I know that gives me the opportunity to pick up something on clearance that maybe isn't my style, but I can try it out for an inexpensive amount of money if I like it. And if I don't end up wearing it a ton, I don't feel like it was a major investment piece. It's really well made. I think it's a nice shirt. I've been shopping at TJ Maxx for a very long time. And there is a method to hitting TJ Maxx. If you're going out because you need a dress for a wedding, I don't recommend that you go out the day before the wedding and hit up the dress section at TJ Maxx. That's not how TJ Maxx shoppers, as I am, handle that store. Instead, you should start shopping 6 months before and always checking the dress section so that when a wedding comes up and you have to have a dress, you can go into your closet and find the 3 dresses you found on clearance that are sitting there just waiting for a special event because you bought a $600 dress for $60 and it's right there and ready for the occasion. That's kind of the way I picture shopping at TJ Maxx for special events. Number 2, if you're doing it right, you have to allow time. Yes, you can run into TJ Maxx if you have a half an hour in between appointments to kill some time, especially if you narrow that down to just going to check the beauty section in the shoe department, something like that, or handbags were on your mind and you're just going to look at the handbags and clearance. Certainly. But it's the best when you have time to allow and you do a whole perimeter check of the store. I don't think very often I make it through TJ Maxx without checking the men's department clearance, which is where the electronics are stored for clearance. I may need a charger. These braided cords, they don't last very long, so I pick them up when they're $6 for a 10-foot charging cable. That's in the men's section at TJ Maxx. So a perimeter sweep, just so you could see everything that's there that might jog your memory, and then focus in on the areas. But I'm always stopping in the gourmet aisle. There is those syrups that I buy for the coffee and for the mocktails. Got to check if they're on sale or if they have my favorite flavors in stock. That is the thing about TJ Maxx. You can't always be assured that something they do stock on a semi-regular basis will be there when you need it. So when I see caramel pecan in the skinny syrups, which I love in my coffee in the morning, I buy them. I have 4 bottles of it in my pantry just waiting because I can't assume that when the one bottle's gone, it's going to be there. It probably won't. That's not how TJ Maxx works. Number 3 kind of goes along with that it's not going to be there when you want it to be there mentality, which is sometimes you see something on a round or an end cap display and there's small, large, extra small, and your medium is not there. Do not fret because you just have to go and look in the long racks, the body of the store. They do put a couple of those spread out in the medium, so do check the medium section there. Those end caps are there with some new arrivals when they have plenty of stock in something, but that doesn't mean it's all of them. So if you're looking for your size, I have really great luck with this. My daughter will hold something up from across the store and I'll find it in her size in a completely different department. So if there's something you love and you wear a small, say, and the only size is the extra large, I picked up that item and I walk the whole store with that in my hand looking for the color. Or if it's got a hood, I go through every rack looking for just the hood. If I were looking for this, I'd be just paying attention to the collars, right? And walking up and down the aisles, occasionally moving things over so I can see when things are a little tight. So don't be discouraged if you don't see your size right away. It may be there, just not where it's supposed to be. And I do realize that all TJ Maxxes are not created equal. Different stores have different stock, different stores have different sizes. So if there is a shirt, if this were the shirt you wanted in a small, you can take it home with you. I would just take it home. You could call from the store, but I would take it home, call the other stores that are closest to me and have them check. I think they do a really great job of being conscientious and actually looking for what you're looking for. They know what number on the tag will tell them the department. They may ask you for that number, and then they're going to be looking for a black top with a white collar. So they will go and look for you. I know some stores you feel like they just put you on hold for 5 minutes and say, nope, didn't find it. But I think the TJ Maxx people are really good about it. At least they are at my stores. Speaking of all stores not being created equal and them getting different stock, I know that there are some stores in certain neighborhoods that cater to who comes in and shops there and how things move. I guess my neighborhood doesn't want to spend a lot on clothing, even though it's 40, 60, 80% off retail prices, because there is a line there. I think they call it the runway line, and they, instead of having white tags or sale tags, they have purple tags. And the purple tags are more higher end designer clothing from some of the higher end department stores. So check your TJ Maxx and see if they have a couple racks up front or along the sides of the store, along the side aisle, that have some purple tags. If so, there are some amazing bargains to be had. Number 5 also has to do with the tags, and that is that the compared to price on the TJ Maxx tag is not accurate. I think they start with their price and they mark it up from there, the compared to price. So instead, look for the tag by the manufacturer or the original store it came from. Very often that one will have the markdowns on it from Macy's or Bloomingdale's or wherever they got it from. I mean, yes, they used to have Willie Smith, which was their brand, but most of the time you're finding particular brands that your store seems to do well with, but also things that are discontinued or clearanced, or there was overstock somewhere at another retailer. So you'll see their tags on there along with, let's say, DKNY. It'll have the DKNY hang tag under the arm, and you can see that the shirt was $59. They had it marked at $29, and now the red tag over it says $15. Let's make this number 5. If you do have a clearance tag and they have yellow over the red, the final price is yellow, that is their final sale. Do not be fooled though. In 2 months of the year, January and July, those yellow tags start piling on top of each other. So at that time of year only, that I've noticed, I don't work there, I just shop there on a very regular basis, that those yellow tags actually will not be the final price. They will be continued to mark down in those 2 months of the year because they are intent on clearing stock for new seasons. But my point was on the tag, and I will put a little picture and insert here for you, the last 4 digits, the last 6 digits on the tag, let's say they're 001999. That means that the original price of the item at TJ Maxx was $19.99. So if the original price is covered up by a red tag or a couple red tags or a couple of red tags and a yellow tag, then you will be able to see what the original TJ Maxx price was. Number 6 is people are always curious when TJ Maxx gets deliveries, if there's a best day of the week to show up in the morning. And I have been told over and over when I ask, and I looked it up online, that there is no day. They get probably 5 to 7 days a week they get deliveries. They never know what's coming. They don't always get it out right away. So there is no best time. The best time is when you have time. That's when you should go to TJ Maxx. Number 7 is going a little bit further. I said that if they don't have your size, you can call the other stores, but you often will have TJ Maxx stores in some areas, if you're a little more urban, that are kind of the same distance from me. I've got one in one direction and one in the other, and then probably one that's 10 minutes further past the second one. In my travels, if I saw this shirt and they didn't have my size, I might, when I go to the grocery store in that direction, run in there, go specifically to the area where women's shirts are located and look for this. However, it might end up that when I go to that other TJ Maxx store, they may have this shirt in red with the white collar. So that's kind of always interesting. So if you love something and you think, I wonder if it comes in another color, it might, and it might be at a different store. So sometimes it's worth popping into other stores in your area if you have more than one that isn't too far away, or one that you pass in your travels. Number 8 I mentioned are the 2 biggest clearance months of the year, both January and July. You will get the best deals on things that you purchase at TJ Maxx in those 2 months, because they are clearing out all of their things that didn't sell through the holidays in January, and they are clearing all their spring and summer things out to make room for their huge influx of fall clothes in July. But if you get lucky and you find something you love, it's likely to have a yellow sticker on it. If it's still too expensive, stop in the next day, see if it's still there, if you're willing to risk it not being there. I have a funny story about something I loved. I saw it, and then I thought twice. It was a pair of shoes. I thought, those are cute. I don't know if I'll get enough wear. Yeah, I'll get some wear out of them. I went back to grab them, and I saw them in another woman's cart. Can you imagine the audacity? And I know myself that sometimes I'll pick something up, and before I'm leaving, I look at the things I'm about to purchase. I'm like, yeah, I'm not really going to wear those. I don't think I'm going to get enough wear. So I'll put them back. So I continued to shop, but I kept her in my line of sight. I basically followed her around the store until she went to check out, and she actually did walk out with those shoes. It was the only pair. So I checked back periodically in that next 2 weeks. They came back. She must have returned them. I found them. I ended up with those shoes. So don't give up. If there's something you love, take it home. You can always change your mind. Their return policy is very generous. You have 30 days to return it for a full refund with a receipt. Without a receipt, you can get a credit. Hang on to your receipt though. If they want to put it in the bag or your wallet, take it in your wallet and make sure you have a little envelope at home for your TJ Maxx receipt, so you can just take your envelope with you when you go to do any returns. It's my handy dandy little helpful hint for managing receipts. Number 9, I wanted to talk about their cosmetics and skincare area. I don't know if you knew this, but cosmetics are a very cool thing to check out at TJ Maxx. It's where I get a lot of the things that are name brands that I use here on my makeup tutorials and in my day-to-day life, obviously. But I would say that most of my high-end stuff, most of it is probably from TJ Maxx. For instance, I used this lipstick earlier and I had no idea what it was. It says Everlasting, and I had no idea if this was some cheapo dollar store lip gloss. But when I Googled it, when I did the makeup tutorial, I found out it was Kat Von D. And I didn't even remember that. I'm sure I picked that up at TJ Maxx because I would never have paid full price for a Kat Von D Everlasting lip gel. So check out their cosmetic department. It's very cool. I buy all of my hand soaps for my bathrooms there. I always check the clearance section. And the reason I bring this up, the clearance along with the cosmetics, is that some stores have the cosmetic clearance section in the cosmetic department on an end cap or a freestanding rack near that area. But there are other stores where the cosmetics clearance, because it's all part of handbag department as far as their codes, you could be finding your cosmetics in the handbag department. So even if you're not looking for a handbag or a wallet, check that out in case there's clearance there at your store. Unless, of course, you see it all the time, the clearance section on an end cap in the beauty department. Also, hair care products. I buy my dry shampoos there all the time. I buy my silicones that I like to use on my ends that I use as a detangler. I buy my hair tools there. I needed a new blow dryer. I got a great one I love. I think it's in my 7 favorite beauty items that aren't makeup video. And it was a great price. I think it was $29 instead of like $69 retail. The problem with TJ Maxx cosmetics is that they don't always get in a ton of something. You could have an Anastasia palette, eyeshadow palette there, but they just got 2 in. You do have to check anything that's powders, open it before you get to the checkout, because some people do open it, and powders are the things that kids will be in there and they'll drop it. So double check your powders before purchasing. But if you see a name brand, something that you'd been eyeing at Sephora, say, or Ulta, a high-end brand, something you've wanted, even foundations, they've got Opie nail polishes there. All my nail polishes are from TJ Maxx pretty much. Speaking of the makeup and check and knowing your prices, the other thing I do very often is I will make sure I have my telephone with me when I'm shopping. And for something like a cosmetics palette, say, I like to Google it and see what it retails for to make sure it's a good price. Also, it will show me the colors of what's in the palettes. I can see somebody swatch them before I purchase. Having your phone and doing a little research from inside TJ Maxx is not a bad idea. There's been times I've seen something in the men's department that I know is a super expensive, cool brand. It's not the size for one of the guys in my life, but I think to myself, maybe I should buy it and, try to sell it on Poshmark or eBay. Actually, I did that with dog toothpaste. There were a bunch of them there, and I looked it up to see if it was a decent brand. And sure enough, they were $3, and they went for like $25 retail. So I bought all of them, and I sold them all and made a really nice profit. And now Tallulah's got toothpaste that she refuses to let me use on her, because you don't like having your teeth brushed, do you? No, she does not. I try to trick her, I try to bribe her, but she's not loving the toothbrush. Not loving it. We're gonna have to go get your teeth cleaned at the vet now. Do a little research ahead of time and make sure you're getting a great bargain. That also allows you to look at reviews as well. And speaking of Tallulah's toothpaste, let me finish this video up by telling you that she loves to go with me to TJ Maxx. They are a pet-friendly store. TJ Maxx is owned by TJX Industries. They also own Marshalls and Home Goods. And your dog, or if you can wrangle a cat and a carrier, I suppose, are definitely welcome at the TJ Maxx store. In fact, Tallulah is very famous at our store. She stands in the cart with her little pink blanket on the bottom, up in the corner of the cart like she's queen of the world, and she asks everybody to pet her. She can get a little demanding. If they pet her and walk away, she demands that they come back and pet her some more. But when people ask, "Can I pet your dog?" I'm like, that's why she's here. Like, she doesn't get enough attention at home. She loves going to TJ Maxx to make friends. And they have a pet section there that's great. I know that I buy her these little tiny bites of the bully sticks. They're very expensive everywhere, Chewy and Amazon and the pet stores. And I buy her the small ones there. They're very, very reasonably priced. And they have a lot of toys, and I bought her outfits there. 2 of her carriers are from there. Her dog bed is from there. Check out their pet department as well. And if you're a really good pet mom, you'll bring your dog with and let them pick out their own pet toys. And treats, they have treats. You should also know that at TJ Maxx, their food department, people assume their food is outdated or expired. It is not. It's all within its expiration date. You can check on there. They do not carry anything out of date or expired. So that's good to know, right? Because there's a lot of whole keto section there. I'm trying to think of some of the recent things I've purchased there. I changed over from all plastic storage in my kitchen to all glass containers for storage so that we wouldn't be leaking plastic. I bought the dogs new bowls because I wanted them to be stainless steel. Your dog should drink out of either ceramic or stainless steel. There's some sauces I buy there in the gourmet section that if I'm just having chicken or fish, I'm horrible at making sauces for those. So they're like a squeeze bottle. They look like mustard, and I just make a fabulous design on my plate and dip into that. It looks like a chef created my plate. I plated my own meal with a sauce that I buy that's delicious, and they have had like 5 flavors, and I bought all of them, and when I bump into them there, I stock up. I've given them as gifts. They have office goods. They have things to organize your closet. They have cleaning products. They have linens and bedding. Baby gifts are another great thing to buy at TJ Maxx. Things that are really reasonable. If you need to buy somebody a wedding gift, they have some beautiful, you might be better off with that one doing Home Goods. I was recently there helping someone pick out a wedding gift. They bought a cutting board that was a huge chunk of marble that was just beautiful there at Home Goods. So they have everything. It really is my like one store that I go to for everything. If I can't find it there, you'll catch me going to shop retail, but it's really so seldom. So if you are not a TJ Maxx shopper, I hope that I've opened your eyes to all the possibilities. And if you are, I hope that I shared with you something that you didn't already know. Like maybe just bringing your dog in. If it's on leash or good in a cart, dogs are welcome. And you're welcome. And I appreciate you stopping by today. Thank you so much. I will look forward to seeing you next time. Do you think I should keep this shirt? I don't know. What do you think? Do we like this shirt? Let me know in the comment section. Until the next time, have a good one.